And that information alone, we should be able to come up with a formula that'll tell us exactly how much Adderall would be in somebody's body after a certain amount of hours have gone by. That's the idea.
There's 2 L's in Adderall.
It's 2 L's? Okay.
Is it in English?
All right, now I'm gonna set up the generic formula first. That's our generic formula. And the good thing about all of these half-life problems, all of them, is that this is always going to be 1. Because you're always going to assume that in the beginning you take 100% of whatever you take. Now, we could use milligrams or things like that here, but percentages are easier to work with because you know that if you took, I don't know how many milligrams is a safe dose, so I'm just making something up here, like 5 milligrams of Adderall. If you take 5 milligrams, that's 100%. You took 100%, right? So 50% would be 2.5 milligrams, right? It's easier to work with percentages because then it's independent of a person's dosage. It's more of a percentage.
So
yes?
A, right?
This is gonna be 1. This is gonna be 1, all right? So I'm gonna put here at t equals 0, right? The amount that you have is 1, right? Which means that A sub 0 is 1. So this is what my formula becomes. A equals 1 e to the kt, or just A equals e to the kt. Every single problem is going to start like this, all right? Every problem. Now, this is where the difference comes in. That we need to solve for, right? And to solve for that, I need to use the information that what? 13 hours later, so when t is what? 13, I'm going to measure in hours here, see, not in years. So when t is 13 hours, how much Adderall should be in my system? Half of it, right? 50%. Half of it should be in my system. So that becomes, this formula, I'm stopping here, it becomes half equals e to the k times what? 13, or 13k. Can I write 13k? 13k. See, it's the exact same setup as the previous problem. Exactly, except we had 5,730 here, right? Here we have 13. If we were talking about uranium, that would be 1,000,000 up there, right? Okay, keep going. How about this? Natural log both sides. Natural log of 0.5 over here. Over here, I'm going to do natural log. And what's going to happen? It's going to drop down and just get what? 13k. I'm doing natural log on both sides. We're going to actually finish this problem. Take natural log of 5, or 0.5, sorry. Take natural log of 0.5. 0.693. That's the same thing we had before, right? Equals 13k. Divide both sides by 13. Almost there. 0.0533. Thank you. Is our k. And now we have the k, so we have the master formula. The master formula for Adderall is A equals e to this number we just got, negative, so I'm using this right here, negative 0.0533 t. There you go. So if I tell you, hey, you took some Adderall, how much of it's in your system a day later? What would you do? If I said, hey, 1 day later, how much Adderall is in your system if you took a dose? What would you do? You'd plug in, a day later, you'd plug in what? 24, because remember, we were measuring everything in hours. So you put 24 here, right? Plug it in, and that's how much Adderall would be in your body as a percentage. All right, so I can now ask you some questions. I'll pick up on Monday with that. You good? Be on the lookout for some sort of review. It's probably going to take me a day or two to get it to you, but look over it on the weekend. Come in on Monday, we'll talk about it. I really recommend for those of you who are struggling a little bit or have some issues that you look at that review, because there's no way on Monday I can go through the whole review, cover every single little detail. All right, y'all have a good day. Excuse me.